Hello, listeners. I'm Don, and I want to introduce this special podcast episode entitled Misfits Ghosting Near an Open Fire. With the exception of the pre-music open, what you will hear is completely unedited, unfiltered, and unscripted. I must also make a correction to the word used in the podcast to describe the instrumental trans-communications device Ovilus, in our case the app version, which supposedly allows itself to be manipulated by and communicated with spirits. In this episode, Ovilus is incorrectly pronounced as Oculus, a technology associated with the virtual world rather than the spirit world. But wouldn't that be something if the two somehow merged in the future? We hope you enjoy this episode, and as always, thank you for listening. Hello, and welcome to Misfit Apparitions. This is bad because of feedback.
Stop recording.
Oh, we're done. What? Did you catch that? I hope you caught that.
Yeah, it's
Oh
been
no,
recording.
I wasn't recording on mine though.
Oh,
No, the audio.
dude. Okay, I need my recorder.
Jesus Christ.
I need a recorder.
What?
Dang.
That's pretty specific.
Stop recording, mother.
Hello, and welcome to Misfit Apparitions, the podcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm Don,
I'm Mike.
Now I'm Ernest.
and we are your hosts for a special edition of the podcast. Very special. In fact, we were just told by our Oculus to stop recording. I'll get into that a little later. You can reach us at misfitapparitions.com, and please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our YouTube channel with the handle at Misfit Apparitions. The podcast can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, Google Podcast, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher, and CastBox. If you enjoy the podcast, please consider giving us a like or thumbs up and let others know about us. We would really appreciate that, and it would go a long way with the team. It also helps the podcast get noticed. If you have any comments, concerns, or questions, please drop us an email at mapod@misfitapparitions.com or ask us directly from a social platform that you feel comfortable using. So this is a special podcast. We're on location at Presidio La Bahia, our second time here, and we were just about ready to record, and we are using a... Okay.
Before that it said Doom.
Doom and Demon. So right when we just started this thing, I hadn't even finished saying our name. It said stop recording. So that's interesting. Then Mike just said it's a demon, and then
Before that it said Doom.
Doom.
The one before that just said book. But in order it said stop recording, then later book, then Doom, then Demon.
Well, we have a book on the table right there.
Yeah. So there's some interesting things going on right now. We hope that it continues. If you hear words come out, it's from the Oculus. So we're going to let that work while we talk about the 4 places that we've been to when we first became Misfit Apparitions. And Mike is here with us, so we're really going to appreciate his input and his stories. So let's talk about, first off, Martha's Chapel Cemetery.
Kitchen.
Kitchen. Everybody looks to the kitchen here.
Well, I have
And again, this is an unfiltered, unedited podcast.
I have my recorder in there in the kitchen.
Okay.
Wow, this is real.
All right. So we went to Martha's Chapel at 3-something in the morning. Mike had given us the idea of going during the witching hour. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Who wants to start? Well, the start, I guess, was the drive because you unfortunately had to.
Oh yeah, I followed behind two other vehicles?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was following behind two vehicles, and it was what time of year was that? I don't even remember.
It was October of 2020.
Oh, I guess that doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But either way, it was dry out, so the roads were dirt, so pretty much just dust. And I was falling behind y'all, and I got to trail back further and further because I couldn't see 4 feet in front of the car. And I was getting frustrated.
I know that's when you were radioing saying, "Hey guys, where'd y'all go? I can't find you."
Right, because I think I literally, right when I said that to y'all, that's when I came. I think there was a split in the road, like
Yeah.
a T or something. And I was like, which way did y'all turn? And I was sad.
That split in the road, is that the Demon Road?
Probably we came in a
Oh,
different
maybe.
way.
We
Came in a different way, okay.
I was not familiar with that way that we came in that
Me
time.
neither.
But that was I know you radioed in and said, "Hey guys, you need to slow down.
Yeah,
I can't see back here." I completely overlooked that because I was the lead vehicle.
right.
Yeah.
That, and I grew up out on dirt roads, so I honestly should have anticipated that. But yeah.
That was interesting. So when we get there, it's like a construction site. There's multiple cars there. Considering the time of year it was October,
Yeah.
so you're gonna attract
That's
more
right.
people. And yeah, we had a couple people tell us about, I don't know, some tree somewhere.
Yeah.
And we were with another person that worked with us. He works in a different department. My daughter and her boyfriend were there at the time as well. So we just did what we could. We used Crystal's equipment. We borrowed it, and it's funny because
Yeah.
she eventually became a member of the team. She lent us her equipment. I took a table out there, and seeing all those people, it was like, I'm not taking all this stuff out there.
Yeah,
I don't know who these people are. I don't know what their motives are.
Well, they were actually laying, in the cemetery, just trying to capture whatever, I guess.
Yeah,
They weren't
everybody-
being disrespectful, but they were just like
Yeah.
laying around.
Just doing it their own way.
The one thing I remember is that, do you remember, Mike, the difference of temperature from the old and the new section?
Yeah, there was a slight difference, but also, like me, I'm gonna try to explain that with as much logic as possible. But like to me, I think that's just because the trees, there wasn't as much foliage in that big open area,
Yeah.
so I think that allowed for more cool air to be in.
Yeah.
Is that field was where it was colder, right?
Right, because as soon as you cross the fence from the
Yeah.
old to the new, it
Yeah.
got cooler.
Yeah, it was like a dramatic drop in temperature.
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
But
Yeah.
I feel like that was just the
Yeah, I mean, because the old section had the big trees.
Right.
right. And that
And
might
the-
be another thing too.
So yeah.
Dawn.
It says don't.
Well, we're still
What?
going, so.
You don't. You don't tell me what to do. I live in my life how I want to.
So we were there, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours maybe,
Yeah.
and coyotes
Yeah,
made their presence known.
Oh yeah.
I remember that. That was cool.
Yeah.
That kind of set the mood. You know what I'm saying? With the
Yeah. Added to the atmosphere.
Married.
Married.
Married? Okay.
Okay.
only one is married here.
We won't say who.
Nope.
So,
It was interesting. Also, even the new section of the cemetery, there was a lot of those above ground burials
Yeah.
where there were
Oh,
concrete, but they were
yeah.
broken to where you can actually like,
oh yeah, you can
Yeah.
shine a
look
light.
in,
and see
that
the
was kinda
casket.
weird.
There was a
Yeah.
big crack open hole on one of them. You could actually reach your arm into if you wanted
Oof.
to.
Yeah.
Not me. Yeah.
Oh, thank
Oh.
you. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would.
I mean, there was also some strange noises, but
Yeah.
you can't really say what because there's critters out there,
Yeah.
type of animals, but you
Yeah.
could hear like something walking.
What is that?
What is that?
I don't know. What is that?
Can you tell us what that is? So
Yeah, that's our Oculus. So,
Yeah.
so when we left, I guess we tried to find this tree or whatever it was. Right? We just kind of drove around
yeah,
and we wound up kind of stopped somewhere and And I probably told you guys this about the red light that I saw.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody else saw it, but my daughter saw it from another vehicle. She and I talked about that afterwards. So it was just weird that we both saw this thing. We didn't ask each other. She's just like, "Did you see that red light?" I think, "Yeah, I remember that." So I don't know if it was a light that was coming from a radio tower, because the direction that we left, the road, there's a little bit of an elevation, but I don't remember there being one when I drove there in the daytime a year earlier. Anyway, so that was interesting.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we've said it already, but I mean, we were very, very green there.
Yeah.
In that time, we didn't really have a whole lot of equipment. We did have Crystal's equipment, but
Right.
we were still.
We didn't know how to use it.
Yeah, we were like, okay.
What's this do?
Yeah.
What's this do? Excuse me. Remember unfiltered. Jay had even said something about hearing something on the spirit box.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
He said he thought he heard something, but we were all, like you said, green.
Yeah.
Greener than a fresh cut lawn. Oh my gosh. All right, so there wasn't much to that. And then we really started breaking out when we went to, it took us 11 months till we actually went somewhere else. I think we visited a coworker's house, and
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember
we tried to pretend like we knew what we were doing.
Mm.
Ernest heard a lot of different things there.
Well, that's when I heard I was sitting where their chimney is, and it was like a little bench thing, and you guys were actually, I think, towards the kitchen, and then that's when I kept hearing it sounded like an ornament fell on the floor. Of course, it wasn't Christmas time, but yeah, different things I heard, and then there was when we actually went and reviewed the EVPs. I can't remember the names that we came up with when we were there, and that was around the time that Mike was talking about his story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that house, the person that lives there swears it's haunted. I believe her. There was a lot of deaths.
Vincent.
Vincent? Ooh, whose last name is Vincent, right?
One of our team.
Interesting.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, so I believe...
How?
How? Okay.
How?
Quit interrupting me. So, yeah, her house is she said that people been killed there and outside and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she said that house has been in her family for several generations.
Yeah.
Like there's, I think I think one or two instances of people dying outside, like one out close to a ditch.
There was a shooting on the porch, right?
There's
Oh, yeah.
porch. I think there's been deaths in the house just over the years, whether it be
Elderly.
I was about to say, geez, that's
Oh.
creepy as hell. Elderly. Okay, then.
Yeah.
Natural causes, not so natural causes.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, so then 11 months later, we come here where we're at now. And it was interesting. It was more hot than anything else.
Yeah.
It was not the good time of year to come here in Texas. Labor Day, you think, anywhere else, Virginia Labor Day, it's probably nice and cool, a little cooler. Not here. No. Not at all. But we stayed here. I think we had a good time. Didn't catch much of anything except for outside, the phantom cannon fire,
Yeah.
the growling by the barracks, the moment that Ernest and I's hairs on our backs stood on end when we were walking in the middle of the courtyard back to the entrance to the courtyard, which leads into a smaller courtyard where the church is and where the entrance to the quarters is. So as we're walking back,
There's a big tall wooden gate that was
Oh, yeah.
cracked open.
So we're walking back, and we see a small head. And it looked like a child was about to come out from behind those doors. So, of course, Ernest and I just stopped in our tracks and, holy crap. So we get on the horn with Mike, walkie-talkie. Hey, Mike, are you still in the quarters? And he said, yes. Like, okay. And then what happens? Mike comes out from behind the door. I was like, dang it.
I personally wasn't really witnessing anything that caught my attention, so I just kind of want to have some fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh yeah.
So we stayed here. And they have journals here that people write about, and I think that's where we learned about the cannon fire, which Ernest and I thought was thunder, but no sign of thunder, nothing on the radar, no rain, no clouds around, just stars in the sky.
Yeah.
But kept hearing that, and then it wasn't until reading the journals that it was mentioned that the same thing. It turned out to be cannon fire, which makes sense. It's a residual type of thing. It's just something just stuck in a loop here. So much energy was here at that time. So that kind of makes sense. I get that. But something was written about it. We left a mark here, right? You want to read it?
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They still have the journals here, but we left our mark here. So Ernest is going to read what was written by the Misfits in September of 2021.
Yeah, this was an entry that we did on September 5th, 2021. And it says, the place, its history is spectacular. We also came here with open minds, hoping to experience anything paranormal, and in that regard, we departed disappointed. Besides a few unexplained noises inside the corridors itself and what appeared to be an 8 to 12 inch slightly curved beam of light projecting for about 10 seconds on the wall in the room with the two beds. Absolutely nothing attempted to make contact with us. We still have to review audio recordings and videos recorded while we slept, but we have no real expectations. At night in the courtyard, we noted a few things. One, we intended to set up a video recording beneath the trees on the benches, but after seeing a half dozens of more large white striped spiders spinning their webs between the lower branches, we decided against it. Two, standing on the southeast bastion, we heard, I can't read the handwriting, we heard low-pitched growling, but never saw the creative causing it. And the three, we heard the faint sound of thunder above a half dozen times, but the night was full of stars without a cloud in sight, and weather radar showed nothing around us far at least 50 miles. We thought also it sounded like a cannon going off. Who knows? Beware of the few patches of dirt in the courtyard that are home to fire ants, and especially the hornet's nest attached below the sheltered cannon. That thing is at least a foot in diameter. We may visit again, but in the cooler months, which actually we're here now,
Yep.
as the heat and humidity are sometimes unbearable. So long from the Misfits. That was January 2021. September 2021.
Cool. So the things, I don't think anything was actually captured on audio or video, but had our camera or one of the cameras been able to survive just a little bit longer on its battery, it might have picked up something that Ernest encountered about 4:15 in the morning in the same room we were sleeping. Of course, I was out completely without any alcohol, mind you. So, Ernest, you can tell us about that.
Tell us about
The thing in the room.
the thing.
The thing that was trying to get out of the door.
Oh, yeah, that was...
The thing.
Yeah, that was the one that, of course, Mike and Don were, asleep. So I think it was around 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm sleeping. I can't sleep, in other words. And I'm tossing and turning. And then I hear the door rattling. And this is the room that has
Cynthia.
Cynthia's here. Okay.
Okay. Hi,
That's-
Cynthia.
That's the room that has the 2 beds. So I just heard the door rattling, and unfortunately, we didn't capture that on the camera because it lost its charge. So yeah, that was kind of exciting. So I'm hoping that will happen tonight, a replay, but actually capture it.
And let me also, and this is with complete humbleness, and because it was an embarrassing situation. So we were up really late, and we were getting ready to call it a night about 3-something. And all of a sudden, the REM pod started responding to things immediately. Do this, do that. Lights are going off. It's like, oh, wow, okay, so now we're getting somewhere. Well, it stopped responding for about 20 minutes, and it's like, okay, we decided we're all just pooped and going to bed. And as I was looking at the REM pod, I actually read something about it, that when its batteries start to die.
Watching.
You're
Glad
watching?
you're
Okay.
watching us. You're watching
I'm so
us
happy you're
from where?
watching us. When its batteries are about to die, the lights just start going off like that. So, green!
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but it did wake us up though.
Oh, yeah. Mike
we
was
were
like,
falling asleep because
Yeah.
nothing was happening.
Yeah.
So
you want to add anything, Mike? Disappointing to
still
you?
Talking about our visit here.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm the skeptic, so I don't really feel like I experienced anything paranormal. Like I didn't hear the cannon fire. I didn't hear a growl because I wasn't there at the time. Me personally, it just felt like a nice, I don't know, like a vacation where we were just doing creepy shit. I don't know. Like I don't think I really experienced like tonight because of this Oculus thing. This is more than I experienced last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
So,
Yeah.
but I like coming here. This is a good place to get away from, even if you're not doing this kind of late night stuff.
Yeah. You want to get away from it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
is it's just like in Iowa.
Scratch.
Don't scratch me. It's just like in Iowa. When you go into
Yeah.
the Velisca house,
Yeah.
I don't mean to jump ahead, but
Right.
you're stuck in time.
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah,
stuck.
it's
Here, you're stuck in time.
What's going on, Mike?
I'm just gonna fix the fire.
Oh, you're going to fix the fire.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're sitting in front of a fireplace, so all the crackling sound you'll hear, we're just staying warm because it's a cold one today.
Yeah.
44 in here before like a little while ago.
Yeah, so we're stretching wood here. They
Yeah,
charge.
it's a cozy fire, podcast.
Mm-hmm. Misfits at around the
We
the
got-
fire.
We also got our K2 on. We got
Got mini fireball bottles.
We got some Blue Moon beer and
some
Some-
Merlot.
Merlot and lots of fattening snacks.
It's yes, it's a mini vacation.
Absolutely. 3 hours away from where we live. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can't beat that. Now, if we were in Iowa this time of year, forget it.
And we won't.
This would be a nice setup in Iowa.
Oh, yes, but there's no fireplace inside the Axe Murder House.
Yeah.
We'd be totally screwed.
Oh no.
Even if there was, they wouldn't let us use it. Oh yeah, they had the big ass wood burning stove.
Where did that cat go? What's the cat? Church?
Church.
Where
Yep.
would Church go?
Well, there's the
cat.
same cat here too. Same color.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's so bizarre.
So it's like an identical cat when we got
Be quiet.
here. You be quiet.
You
I'm
be
talking.
quiet.
Oh my
Don't
God.
interrupt us.
It doesn't want us to record. It's
Right?
telling us to be quiet.
You heard Demon.
Okay.
But no, when we got here, this cat I'm trying to.
Lady,
You're a lady.
are you a lady? Should we not treat you that way? Well,
Right.
don't tell us to shut
I
up.
apologize. I
You was
promise
hawking.
I promise I won't spit in front of you. But no, yeah, when we first got here, there was a cat trying to get into the door, and it looked exactly like the cat from Velisca.
Yeah.
And that cat just happened to look exactly like the cat from Pet Cemetery, that gray one.
Oh, yeah.
Named Church. Well, we found out later when we went to the Malvern Manor.
Malvern.
Malvern.
The Malvern Manor, sorry. after with Josh, after he gave us the tour, we were talking about it. He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Hey, yeah, there was this cat there, super friendly. Let me pick it up and everything." He was like, "Yeah, Church." I was like, "What?" Because I was calling that cat Church the entire time.
You were.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
was, absolutely was,
Jeez.
because it looked exactly like the Pet Cemetery cat.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
And this one
then
here.
This one here, he's like Ernest is
When
saying.
when we walked in to put our stuff in here, we were walking out. I'm sorry. When we came in to go get our stuff, I was like, shh, shh, and I was like, what is
Yeah.
that? And you could hear the cat. I was like, there's another cat. So if you go to our website, our Facebook page, you can see our picture, and you can see that the cat is being.
The cat is in the
Yeah.
picture. We did not know it was in the picture. He
Yeah.
just like photobombed it.
Yeah.
Just and he was like posing.
He's posing.
He is. I'm like, dang.
Cat posing like Nacho Libre.
Just think though, what's this happening to the cat in this weather over there? Where do you think
Yeah.
that cat goes when it's the high is -1?
Oh,
Shoot.
it goes
Basement
sure it's
style.
got plenty of people.
Better jump in the basement.
Shoot, scratching up on all people's houses probably.
Even human-sized shits down there.
Give me the hell.
Well, I think like for here tonight, since our second night, I hope that we do capture something that we can,
Yeah.
you know, than we did the other time. But so
Okay.
far, it's a little active.
Yeah, we're gonna do an Estes method in the courtyard here, where Fannin was shot in the face, and see what happens. I think the temperature out there right now is 50.
What feels like 46. And as you were talking, the K2 was going off. We have the K2 behind us.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting a lot of activity here. We're doing this on video as well, infrared. So we'll upload this to our YouTube page as soon as we can. But yeah, this is interesting. Maybe we won't sleep tonight.
Yeah. I was already ready to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I might take a nap in the morning, like an hour or two before we're ready to go. But
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got here. We're
yeah.
here for another.
it's only like a 2.5 hour drive, so it's not too bad.
I know it's not
Yeah.
bad. It's not bad.
Maybe about 3 hours, maybe a little bit more for me after I drop you all off. But that's nothing.
Okay, shall we move on to last December?
Well, let's tell the spirits here that we're going to move on
Yeah.
to December of last year. So
Lady and whoever else is.
Vincent.
And,
Vincent.
what was it? There was a woman's name it just said when I was in the kitchen.
Oh, I missed that.
Celeste or no, not Celeste. I heard it say a girl's name, but it started with a C when I walked in there to get my fireballs.
I didn't hear it.
Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Cynthia, yeah.
Hi,
Um,
Cynthia.
Interesting. Yeah, we're gonna move on to where are we going? Where did we go next in December?
Jefferson, Texas.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
that before? Oh yeah, that was that, and then the Hill House.
That was December. That was during our Christmas break of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I really liked just being there.
Yeah.
I think we got to be tourists there. We went to a museum and
Yeah. the
saw an
railroad
incredible
museum.
train set.
Oh god, yeah.
I think, yeah, I
we
said
should actually
that.
put that up on the website. Did give you
I
those videos?
Yeah, I have those
Didn't-
videos.
Okay, yeah.
The last podcast I said that when Mike saw that, he went to heaven.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
dude, it was awesome.
Mike would just turn like 12.
I did. Well, see, it's not just that. Like my best friend Charlie, her little boy absolutely loves trains. So I was trying to get as much video as I could, but like that lady said that was there, she wasn't like authorized or licensed or whatever to run it. So you just had to look at the table.
Yeah, that
It
was
still great though.
it was a great train.
Yeah.
The lady was a little weird though.
It was the size of an entire. It took up almost the entirety of a portable building.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
what they
gosh,
use-
yeah, you're
like
right.
What they use for schools.
Well, that train was not actually at the Jefferson Hotel.
Right.
It was at a museum. Just wanted
Right.
to let the listeners know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was right down the
Separate
road.
from the hotel that we stayed in.
Yeah,
It was
but-
like it wasn't actually even in the museum. It was
Right.
like a building
It was
outside the
inside.
museum.
Yeah, like Mike says, like
yeah,
a portable.
It's the railroad museum in Jefferson.
And this lady who I don't know, she just kind of disappeared out of nowhere. Do y'all want to see a train?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
okay.
I mean, I thought she was gonna invite us over for like brunch or something.
Oh,
Right.
she was
She
extremely
was she
friendly.
came to us like a
Super
mom
nice.
feeling, like
Yeah.
a mom, like I need to feed you boys, you know.
I don't know. I caught a weird vibe off of her, honestly.
Oh, I kept acting. I kept like
Yeah,
I
she
wanted
was
her
super sweet.
to talk to her about herself. So
She's super nice, but she seemed like almost too nice. Like
yeah, she just revealed a little bit too much. She's talking about all her health ailments and stuff like this.
Yeah.
and about her family. It's like, man, I just met you like 20 minutes ago. What the hell?
But
Yeah.
you never know. You don't know
Yeah.
people's stories, I guess.
What?
That's what I'm trying to explain. You don't know people's
You was
stories.
talking?
Gosh, so impatient.
That was good. And then we went to some pizza joint. And the owner, right? The owner's wife was there at the pizza joint, and it's like, remember that pizza joint we went to?
The wife's owner. Oh yeah, from the hotel.
From the hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
And we went to this pizza joint, and it was like, I think we were there for just a few minutes and we left because it was, I don't know what was going on there.
I think they were going to close,
Oh, okay.
so we couldn't. They weren't taking any orders.
They didn't have to be rude about it.
Yeah.
So that's why we ended up going to a different restaurant anyway, which was a lot better anyway.
Oh, that place was great.
It was great.
It was. I liked the way it was laid out. I liked looking at the people that were working there. hey. And they didn't charge us for majority of our alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, they comped a lot of it.
I mean, we
Nice.
we were chugging it out, and it was walking distance to the hotel, like 2 blocks. And so we stumbled 2 blocks and back to the hotel, and that place is a carnival, isn't it?
Oh,
Jefferson Hotel. It's
yeah.
just like
you get lost in there by looking at everything.
it's like half antique store, half hotel. It's just
Yeah.
Oh, Mike, do you remember the big safe underneath the stairs? Where they said the safe they can't even get it open yet.
Oh yeah, that's
You
right.
remember that?
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
you were talking to him when I walked up to you.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It was like a part of the wall, like it was built into it, or the wall was built around it rather.
so they've never been able to open this.
They've never been
Yeah.
able. They might have by now, but you
Yeah.
know when we were there like a year ago.
Yeah, when we went there, they'd just been open a few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they put a lot of work into it and spent a
Yeah.
lot of money just doing just antiques everywhere.
Do you think those were real children that we saw?
I don't know. You said they had iPhones or some mobile phones, but
Yeah.
that doesn't
Yeah.
mean anything.
Yeah, but they would walk around, but they never said anything like
Never
hi
said
or
nothing.
anything.
They were like in traditional or current clothing, which
Like modern
when I did the
clothing,
research, there was a boy and a girl, but they were always seen in period clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know who those kids were. They didn't. I don't know. There was a woman staying downstairs, and the only people upstairs besides us was the family, like the parents were staying in the very end of the hallway.
Mm.
That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
We-
place was kind of I was disappointed that nothing happened in room 19
Yeah.
because you stayed in that room.
Yeah,
We
I
spent some
slept in
time in that
there.
room and nothing.
I slept like a baby. I haven't slept that good in a long time at
You
that
were being
point.
cradled, my friend.
Right?
Well, in that place, I mean, that room 19 was so hot. That's why I didn't sleep in there.
Yeah.
It was?
Yeah, it was like
It
burning
didn't
hot.
seem hot to me.
It was for
seemed
me.
warm to
I don't know. But
I mean, usually I get warm real easy.
the kicker thing. Do you remember that we went up to the disappointment room?
Yeah.
That was. What
That
do you-
was
do you
just-
remember what we heard when we were up there?
My ass. Oh, you're talking about the steps. That's right. You're talking
Yeah.
about the steps.
That stupid ghost, my ass. He always shows up when you least expect it. Fucking my ass.
It's always right behind me. Where'd that come from?
Sorry,
Why
I didn't
is
mean
it
to say the
always
F word there.
coming behind me? Yeah, I mean that's when we heard the stairs coming up.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
Actually, I think I heard that too.
It was. I mean, it was faint steps, but like
Yeah.
I said, it came up. And
I expected
we
somebody
thought
to
we
say,
was gonna
"Hey,
see
is
somebody."
anybody up here?" I
Yeah,
expected
thought
somebody to
maybe
say
they were
something.
gonna lock it up or something like, "Hey, y'all need to leave." You know, we're about to lock. But nobody came to the door, and there was no footsteps going back down.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
You remember hearing that, Mike?
I think I do. Yeah.
I think that we have audio of that. So faint,
Yeah.
but
It's
Yeah.
faint, but yeah, it's on there.
it's there. Besides Mike having a great sleep, I slept great too.
Well, I mean, well, of course not me.
Ernest, no.
But I heard things going off in the room. Just, yeah, I mean, just noises. I mean, it wasn't the floor or anything. But the strange thing was that morning, early in the morning, I heard heavy boots coming down the hallway.
Mm.
looked,
I've been wondering
and nothing was there. And then that's when I've always think Mike wakes up in the middle of the night or
Yeah.
early in the morning and go have
Yeah.
a cigarette. And I asked him, and he's like, "Nah, I slept like a baby. I never got up for a cigarette break."
Once I passed out, I was out.
But we don't know. I mean, I heard it, but nobody's there. I don't
Well, they
know.
talk about a stranger, a tall man in boots, and that sort of thing that walks the halls. So I've always wanted to ask you the boots sounding, because when you told me that, all I envisioned, because of horror movies I've seen, the slow motion boot sound. Kroom, kroom,
Yeah.
kroom. Is that how it was, or was it just
It was
normal?
a little faster.
Okay.
Just like a normal walk,
Like a normal stride.
Yes.
It was
Okay.
more.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost more like the heel was hitting first.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You know, like
That's how I walk.
yeah, like
I walk heel
that's
toe.
how. I think that's how mainly anybody walks when they're
Right.
wearing boots.
Right.
The heel hits first because it's a little bit. But yeah, that was like I said, we done. Do you remember that little escape?
Oh, that little secret passage.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
there was
That's like a
an-
bootleg room type of
There
thing.
was like an armoire, like in the, I want to say, it was downstairs in the hallway, and we opened it up, and there was a false back,
Mhm.
and like I remember climbing into it, and it led into another room that was upstairs through a hatch in the floor that was
Yeah,
hidden.
that's what. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
weird.
That was really cool.
Because it came right up to a bedroom.
Yep.
It didn't come in the hallway.
It came out
came
in one
up
of
in
the
the bedroom.
bedrooms, like right in front of the.
Yeah,
entry
I don't know what
door.
room number it is, but we talked about that in the podcast, that there was
Yeah.
that room that they
Yeah.
made.
I don't remember now.
I think that's when we met Grandpappy.
I took pictures of it.
Grandpappy?
Yeah, the grandpa.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
he came. He was talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Him
Yeah.
and his like grandson. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was. I don't want to say it creeped me out. There were some noises that, can't answer if it was paranormal or not,
Right.
but it, raised my eyebrow. Like, what was that?
And it was nice of them to give us full access of the entire
Yeah.
rooms.
Oh yeah.
They left, their electricity bill,
Hammer.
Hammer.
hammer of the gods. They left all the lights on in all the rooms. Can you imagine what their electric bill is like in that
Yeah.
place? It's just like they leave everything on.
Yeah.
And the doll
Everything.
room.
Oh, that's weird.
The doll room. That was interesting. Where I walked by and the doll head moved.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But it was because it's
Bedroom.
Bedroom. Okay.
all right. Well, come out from the bedroom and come say hi to us.
Yes, don't be shy.
But the reason why the doll head was moving is because it was electronic. It was plugged
Yeah.
into the socket. So the bunk.
And then when we left, getting ready to leave, we all didn't expect to see snow.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
It's snowing.
It was snowing.
That was bizarre. Didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, I mean it's I think it's a hotel for anybody to go visit. It's nothing that is haunting. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna have attachments follow you. I think it's just
It's just got a history.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
history, and I think it stays.
Yeah.
It doesn't go anywhere with you. It just
Well,
Yeah.
on that's a great segue into a place that we went to in January that is the complete opposite of that.
oh yeah. Pour me another drink because this one be a long one.
And we just had a podcast about this, so we'll revisit this again, only because we'll probably go back to Haunted Hill House in Mineral
Yeah.
Wells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your experience, Mike? What do you
The Hill House.
what when you think of Haunted Hill House, what comes to your mind when you stayed there?
Like the layout of the house was interesting to me. Like it was basic, but I don't know. There was something about the layout of that house that kind of unsettling is not the right word.
Hmm.
It was definitely a you can feel, like we were talking about the one before with there's history there. You could feel the history in this house.
Yeah.
Um,
That's good. That's a good
yeah.
description.
Like I don't know, it's just there is definitely a distinct atmosphere there.
And when you say that, it makes me think of the same thing that the house just has so many rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? You're in one room and then you step out and then you're almost in another room.
Right.
It's just, I don't know.
And there's still probably, well, I've always heard there's a basement, but whether it's been discovered or not, I don't know.
Yeah.
They talked about that, and Kathy talked about the basement being underneath the Shadow Man room or something like that.
No.
Which not fully comprehending about why it's called the Shadow Man room, because I was confused when she talked about the Shadow Man room. She had Mike in the closet like the entire time that she was talking, and then she talked about a Shadow Man that's outside. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. No, it came from the kitchen.
Yeah.
She talked about a Shadow Man that's outside is never
What
allowed.
is that?
Yeah, that's what we're wondering. You tell us what that is. You heard it too?
Can you make a noise again? Go ahead.
I'll go check it out.
We're Mike is gonna go and check the kitchen because we heard something. Even Oculus had asked what it was, so I don't know.
Did you leave this stuff on, or was this turned off? Like your laptop, the surge protector, and everything?
Yeah, it was on. It's still turned on.
None of it's on.
Oh, it's on sleep mode.
The surge protector's turned off too.
No, it's still on.
No, it's not.
It's not? Really? Is that what turned off?
Grandmother.
Who's grandmother?
Unless it was. Did the light lit up? The switch light?
No, it never did.
Oh, okay. That's what I was looking at. Okay. I don't see it.
It was like a little click.
It might have been this bathroom door because it just clicked a little bit when I pushed it open.
What's the grandmother's name?
All right, so back to the Shadow Man thing. So I'm confused about the Shadow Man room versus the actual Shadow Man figure who's not allowed in the house. I don't understand that. The Shadow Man's not allowed in the house. Why does the Shadow Man have a room, and why is...
Joshua.
Ooh.
Hey, Joshua is at Haunted Hill House.
Yeah.
The
that's
room,
right.
Josh, did you hear that?
Yeah, Joshua.
Yeah. Actually, yes, I remember being in Joshua's room. That's the room that leads into that little attic.
Yeah.
And in that little attic, that's when Mike pounded on the wall, tried to scare us.
Yeah.
But then he had a message for me. Do you remember the message you gave me? When you walked into that little room and Don and I were inside Joshua's attic area, you said you and Matt heard something.
I forgot what we heard. It heard your. Didn't it say your? Was that when it said your name?
Yeah.
It was like Martinez.
No, he said it
Or
said
was it
Ernest.
Ernest?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that.
So Joshua's
But I do
here.
remember, yeah.
How you doing, Joshua?
Joshua, do you want us to come back to Hill House? Yeah, so the whole Shadow Man thing, I don't understand with the room. I don't get that. Maybe it's called Shadow Man room for another reason, but we didn't get to ask Kathy a lot of questions.
That was one thing I thought was interesting too. They split our tour at Hill House in half. I liked it. They split the tour in half, bottom floor and top floor. Kathy, is that her name?
Kathy Estes, yeah.
Yeah, she would only do the lower floor.
Right.
Her husband had to do the upper floor.
Right.
You're right. I
She
forgot about
refused
that.
to do that.
You remember that? Yeah.
Yeah, I
She said she
remember
won't
that.
ever go upstairs.
Yeah.
So it was a 2-part tour.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right. I forgot about that. Good.
I forgot all about it until just now.
Yeah, I mean that house is haunted to me.
Yeah.
I mean, after reviewing so many, the EVPs and all that, I got my name called out 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
We heard Toby's name multiple times through the
Yeah.
EVP.
Yeah, you need to hear those recordings because I
And,
notated exactly where they are. If you put on some headphones, you will hear that name, and it's just
Yeah.
creepy.
It's I mean that the one that gets me is the 2 things that get me is the time that I saw the green eyes in the corner, and then that time when Don, you had the that satellite dish, the headphones on,
sound
and
thing.
and your daughter and Cole walked into the door, and me and you were sitting in the chairs, and all you heard was just like, and I was like,
Yeah.
is that scratching? And your daughter's like, no, that's somebody talking. And then you said, did you hear that? Because you had your headphones on.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
did you hear that?
yeah.
Because I had that friggin' dish, the microphone thing,
What is it called? The parabolic?
parabolic
Yeah.
mic. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
invested
was-
some money in that. It's like, dang, it does look funny though. In the
No, but
video,
I
it's
mean,
like,
you
I got these
captured-
big headphones. I'm
you
holding
were-
this device like I'm like on the sideline of a football
Right,
game.
and you were
right?
you were able to catch and hear through that,
Yeah.
even though we were able to hear it ourselves through our own ears. But those two things kind of, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this place is legit.
Yeah, so we went from, just to pause here, from Martha's Chapel Cemetery green barn equipment to like Haunted Hill House, like we've got equipment, but they even lend you equipment there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because they're a paranormal research center, so I did
Yeah.
not know that is I wouldn't say a requirement, but it helps
Yeah,
distinguish you as
and
a
it helps people who are not paranormal
yeah.
teams that just wants to go and learn about it.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a teaching tool
Yeah.
house, and it.
They had this one device. We didn't ever use it, but I don't. It's like a bowl. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, you hit the.
Oh,
You hit the
No,
side
no,
of the-
you rub.
Oh,
it's,
isn't it you
one-
rub your
yeah,
finger or something?
I forgot what it's called.
But then they have the one that you hit. You hit the side of the bowl.
Is
tap-
that what it is?
you
Oh,
tap-
that's
You
what it
tap
is.
it and
You
it
tap
makes
it.
that noise like.
You tap it and then you rub the
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
the wand around it to get it to sing.
And what
That-
what is
that-
supposed
that-
to do?
that's-
Those are made for like meditation purposes.
Oh.
Meditation, but also I think
It's-
Sonny had said that it was
Yeah.
to lure
Yeah,
them.
kind of draw them out.
Draw 'em,
give them
yeah.
something to draw to or something.
Yeah. They've got interesting.
I'd like
Yeah.
to get one of those.
They got cameras set up that we didn't know. Most of the rooms.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we knew that there was cameras, right? But we didn't know where they were.
Yeah, we didn't know where they were, but
Um, the very first EVP that Sonny sent to us was Matt and Mike sitting in Joshua's room, and you hear Gonzalez. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah.
no, I think that was Emily's room. I think
No,
it was Joshua's room.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was Joshua's room. There was 2 chairs.
It might have been Joshua. Yeah, you're probably right.
But I don't know what that meant. I mean, I don't know if it was Gonzalez, Texas. Is somebody's name Gonzalez? There was nobody there.
The upstairs room was creepy. The upstairs.
Entirely upstairs.
I mean, the
entirely.
bedrooms are far apart, and the stairs. The stairs. This is already.
I got some really cool low light pictures in that house,
Yeah.
like of the stairwells
Mm-hmm.
from different angles, and with the low light camera, and it being dark, and they had their own infrared cameras set
Right.
up. My infrared camera was picking up on that light, so it's actually lit up, but all in like red or all blue or whatever. It was really just real cool, dramatic lighting. Turned out really nice.
Oh, I didn't see those. Or did
Yeah, I want to say I put it. If not, I'll get them to you. Who?
who?
I
Are
remember
you?
we were when
Who?
Kathy was doing the tour. We were in the scratcher room,
Yeah.
and that's when you remember that she had said there was a dark shadow that
Yeah.
walked by
Oh yeah.
the room, and I was like the one closest to the door. I was like, awesome.
And yeah.
Do you remember the room that was right next to the scratcher room? It was a little small room.
You had a chair and a mirror. No, that was like that closet.
She called it the
Yeah.
portal, didn't she? Or
Well, no, not the closet one. It's right by the scratcher room.
Yeah,
in other words, you can.
it's got the
in
doll in it. that
Yeah,
she did, like, nobody
you
touches
walk through
this
the
doll.
scratcher. You
Oh,
can walk through
yeah.
the door. There's 2 entrances to that little room, and the I believe it was the REM pod or the K2 was just going off
Yeah,
crazy.
Rampart. Yeah, we were just,
And it was only in that room, and it was always on the floor.
but we figured it out.
Oh,
we
yeah, that's
debunked
right.
it.
Oh,
We
yeah,
debunked
that-
it with like some blind.
Yeah, that
lamp
room,
was
this
there.
room. See,
That's
Mike has
fine.
the picture.
Yeah, there
Yeah,
was
that-
it was a lamp that was like something that was making it go off.
Oh, okay.
That's what that
So
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
remember.
had
I
debunked
remember
that.
it going off. I don't remember how we debunked it, but okay. Now I remember.
Yeah, going back would be cool. I'd like to spend the night, actually sleep in the axe room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or Priscilla's room.
Yes.
But then I heard Priscilla was a bitch, so
Okay.
Okay.
I thought Priscilla was nice, but the one that's nice is Joshua's mother that was shot on the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's the nice one. She's the one that we were told if you hear anything, she warns you. She's.
I remember, and I don't think
I
we,
did see those pictures.
I don't think we talked about it last time, but do you remember when we were outside in the back? You had the parabolic.
Phone.
All right, I'll put it away.
Yeah, take your phone away. You
Yeah.
had your parabolic, and you were around the corner, and then you came back. You're like, oh, I heard something. Do you remember what that was?
Oh gosh, what did?
You said it spooked you out.
I think what it turned out to be was a truck or something down there because that thing has a range. So
Was
But-
that around was that around the tree that?
yeah, I was just back there and just listening, and I think that low frequency kind of freaked me out.
Yeah. But there was
Guide.
God.
wasn't there some
Yeah.
like a hanging or somebody got?
That's
hung?
where not Joshua but Jacob, the other son of the of Willie and the mother of Joshua, he had hung himself back there.
Yeah. Okay.
He was firstborn. Like she had him when she was 13 or something like that.
Yeah.
So he hung himself back there. And supposedly it was by accident, but
Oh wow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then there's the little girl that was hit by a car in 79 or 77,
Yeah.
and Emily, she didn't talk much about, but I just got the impression that she was part of that whole occult period that they invited Osmodeus into
Yeah.
into the house, which, well, he's there now.
Yeah. The one thing is when, like Mike was talking about earlier when we first started at the Haunted Hill House about the house, I can't see anybody staying there, like
Yeah.
living there
Yeah.
right now.
It'd be tough.
I mean, what I'm saying is like,
I would.
it just it's the way it's set up. It doesn't seem like it
Yeah.
would be someone just a family to stay there
Right.
because I don't know.
Well, I know in the wintertime it'd probably either stay in the kitchen or in the living room area because that's the warmest parts of the house.
Yeah, that's true.
That's where you and Matt took
Ended
some
up
naps.
Took a nap in the damn chairs down there.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then I think
Saw logs.
Sergio and Cole wound up sleeping in the kitchen, and it was you, myself, Crystal, and my daughter that stayed up.
Yeah, I was just staring at the TV.
Yeah, that's all we could do.
I was cold.
We stayed up, and they provided all kinds of snacks. But hey, when you're tired, you don't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we survived.
Yeah.
We survived, but
We didn't run out.
Did you have anything happen to you? Like, this whole year, has there been things that have been kind of more? Has it been a worse year than others, in your opinion, personally?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. This year sucked ass. So many levels. So I don't know if I could really attribute that to something following me home from an investigation.
Right.
But I mean, if I wasn't a skeptic, I would definitely attribute that to some of it at least.
Yeah, I think we kind of just joke around
Yeah.
that Toby this, Toby that.
Yeah.
And when in reality, we shouldn't even be saying his name, but
Yeah.
Right.
we do anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's things that you have a string of bad luck happen so close to your leaving. It's like,
Yeah.
it's automatic,
Right.
and Crystal and Sergio have had their issues too. They've
Yeah.
said so.
Yeah.
It's interesting that everybody, my daughter, and Cole, the same thing. I don't know about Matt.
No, as far as I know, they've been good. I mean, he hasn't really told me a whole lot of any bad news since since our trip, but I don't know.
That's interesting, but yeah, I remember contacting Kathy the next day or the day after about when did you bless our cars? Was it before we left? Was it during the night? Because I was trying to figure out, is it possible that if she blessed the cars during the night and I put our equipment away in the morning, could something have attached itself to our equipment and then
Right.
wind up in the car with us?
Yeah.
But she had
Yeah.
said, no, it's in the morning. But still, that kind of, I don't know exactly when she did, but
Now I remember your daughter and Cole had gone into his truck to get warm because it was cold. That was before.
it was cold over there.
That was before the blessing.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. We hope to go back and
Oh, we will go back.
Yeah, I want to go back.
I want to go back.
and,
I mean,
and they're waiting for Ernest. They're just
yeah.
waiting for him.
They're already calling my name.
They're
So.
calling his name on other videos that teams have gone. You hear it, Ernest.
Well, I guess they have a present for me.
You is coming.
I'm coming. I'm coming soon.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I know there's people now that would want to go with us, to that follow us. I think I don't know if they'll be brave enough to come with us, but who knows?
Yeah.
Always welcome. So that's it. That's here we are. I don't want to talk about Villisca. Well, I guess we could. If you want to talk a little bit about Villisca and Malvern.
Well, we can. We got Mike here. We can have him.
Yeah. So Mike did all the cameras layout and laid all the cabling perfectly, so we didn't have accidents and inside the Villisca house. And
So that's the last thing I wanted is if somebody got spooked or just tripped over a cable. That was my main concern. For some reason, I don't know why, more so than our other journeys or whatever, our investigations. For some reason, I was thinking safety almost the whole time that we were there, like more so than usual. Like watching where the cables were, making sure, because every time we go, I always keep a first aid kit, like a really nice first aid kit in my car, and I always bring it in. But I don't know.
well, this is the
It's
first
weird.
time we actually everything that we own and we use is battery operated.
Yeah.
So these now we have surveillance cameras we call the Angels that with 160 feet of wire per camera. Yeah, Mike did an awesome job of making sure that we avoided any kind of accidents and both Villisca and Malvern.
Yeah.
But Villisca was interesting.
Yeah.
Anything you say you didn't smoke in the house, but
Nope. Not
we
once.
smelled cigarette smoke upstairs.
There
In
was
the
a
attic.
couple
Late in the
times
attic.
I smelled a smoke smell,
Uh-huh.
but being a smoker, my sense of smell is not that great. So
Oh, we smelled.
Yeah.
As soon as I walked in the attic,
yeah.
I said, I smell cigarettes. You know, and then Don was coming in after me,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
you said the same thing.
Yeah,
Because it was a different smell
Yeah.
than someone you.
It wasn't a campfire. It wasn't someone
Yeah.
burning trash. It wasn't somebody
Yeah.
accidentally. set
it
on
was just
fire.
not
It was-
supposed to be there. It was
No.
not expected at all.
Yeah.
No, because we were in and out of that attic all the time
Yeah.
because of doing equipment check, moving the cameras, doing this.
Dog.
And when we were going in there late in the evening, we smelt it. Which, why didn't we smell it before?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I'm saying?
if you think about it, the time that we smelled it was probably the time that person was there.
Yeah.
If, that person was in that room. But a lot of different theories about that. We had a really good interview with Ariel from the
Oh,
host
yeah.
of Historically Haunted. I think all of us were surprised that we got 5G up there
Yeah. Yeah.
in this little
Mhm.
tiny 1,200 people sized town. We were, I guess people thought that we were locals because they asked for Ernest's.
Oh yeah. we stopped by the store that was by the cemetery, and we were just getting drinks, snacks for the lockdown. And this guy, cashier is like, "Will you be using your rewards today?" I'm like, "Do I look like I'm from Iowa?" Nothing against Iowa, but I'm from Texas, so.
I was like,
Ethan.
Ethan.
Hi, Ethan. Come say hi to us.
I was a different beast. Yeah, that. I was telling Ernest, I didn't tell you. Oh, maybe I told you this. I think it was Thursday night. I was home, and all of a sudden, I smelled the very same kind of cigarette smoke, smell in my house
Oh,
that I
really?
smelled in Villisca. and there was nobody home. My daughter was out.
Did you go to the attic?
Uh,
Maybe it's in the attic.
no.
Just saying.
So like maybe we've been having collective like micro strokes.
Maybe. But it was so strong smelling. I texted Ernest like, dude, I can't believe this. I was kind of pissed off about it. Because, like, dang it, I thought we like, sage and Palo Santo and all that other stuff. But,
I think I'm sure we're gonna have another podcast for this Iowa trip, but I do want to go back to Haunted Hill House, and I want to go back to
Yeah.
Iowa.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
do Villisca and Malvern again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I know we're still reviewing our audio and video,
Yeah.
but I want to know more.
I want to go back to Malvern. That was, it was
Yeah.
draining for all of us
Yeah,
because
I
it was
think we
back
all
to
had
back.
to toss in the towel on that one by the end of it. We didn't even make it to 2:00.
Well, we did make it to 2:00, but then that was it.
Yeah.
We were
Oh
done.
yeah.
We were done.
It was hard to do 2 nights back to back
Yeah.
like that. It was rough.
We won't reveal more than that. We'll just say that it was rough.
We still have lots of footage to look through.
Oh yeah.
Lots of stuff to look through, and so we'll see. And so on the
Shoot, maybe we want to talk about where we're going next.
well, let's talk about today. We came here today.
Okay.
Yeah,
Misfit Apparitions has acquired a drone, so this was the perfect place to come test it because of the size of the courtyard. I tried to fly it in my backyard this past Saturday, but I would only go straight up and down. I was afraid to like take it anywhere else because I didn't know what the hell to do. So this was perfect. However, it got rainy and it stayed rainy, and by the time we got here, it had stopped. So we kind of waited a little bit and did a little impromptu session in the barracks, which if you don't pay $400 separate charge, you cannot stay there overnight. So we took advantage of the visiting hours and went in there and did not a little session, but we did some recording EVPs to see what would come out. But yeah, the drone thing worked out spectacularly well.
Yeah.
Wow.
This drone is unbelievable. 4K video, 3-axis. It's going to be fun to make videos in the future of places that we go, and it'll make us look not so much amateurish, but maybe semi-professional, maybe.
Yeah. More like having fun.
Right.
Yeah. And then this tool that it was tried out in a location, I don't want to say where, but we had good results with it there. So we thought we would leave it on here, and it's coming up with the very first thing it said was stop recording.
Yeah.
So
Doomed and demon.
yes, something didn't want us to start, but we're not going to let a little recording thing tell us what to do. So yeah, we're gonna stay here the rest of the night and do a session outside in the courtyard where Colonel Fannin was shot in the face, and Estes method session. So maybe we'll get something out of that. So for the future, we are working on a possible road trip with an
Yes.
overnight stay at some cheap hotel that'll involve, this place is here in Texas, right?
Yeah, we're gonna call it the Haunted Road Trip.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a few stops. I mean, we still need to map it out, but it should be fun.
With like 3 or 4 stops, maybe.
Yeah, 3 or 4 stops.
In like 24 or 36 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the team's all for doing that, and that'll be great. Did you hear that?
It's the fridge
That was
Oh.
the fridge.
compressor.
Yeah. I was
That's
like,
maybe in January. We have a 3-day weekend. And again, that's when we can take advantage of doing these things, when we have these extended weekends and these long breaks for holidays. It's one, when you work for a school district, you might as well take advantage of it.
Yeah.
and then February we'll be going to Ballinger, Texas.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
Oldie Park Hotel.
That's going to be really cool.
I'm excited about that. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, they've been posting stuff left and right on Instagram. They're just all over.
Yeah.
And the hotel was actually purchased by an educator, somebody that worked in education too. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we'll be able to use our camera system there. There's 10 rooms there, so we'll see. We'd have to pick and choose, I guess. And these rooms are available to actually sleep in. So right now we have 8 that are coming. Latest one, my sister wants to come along. So but she's going to be a person that's going to want to sleep. So that's fine. Mike might have 2 other people that might want to come along. So that will.
If she's gonna sleep, when you have a camera in that room to see if there's anything that you know what I'm saying. But and we've got other places that we have in mind, but we haven't really scheduled anything. But we hope to have a busy 2023.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about spring break. Usually by now, I think last year we had something planned.
Yeah.
But we originally wanted to go to the Conjuring House.
Yes.
During spring break. However, their prices have become pretty high, a little bit steep for us right now, because we'd also have to, pay to drive all the way out there. It's about a 2.5 day drive.
Yeah.
I don't like that. By comparison, the Haunted Hill House, if we stayed 2 nights, Kathy has already said, you guys stay 2 nights, and you don't have to leave in the morning. You stay 2 continuous days there.
Yeah.
Conjuring House not like that. Maybe it was before new ownership took over, but you need to leave by 8, but you can come back at 7.
Yeah.
Because they give tours during the day, so it's a cash cow right now.
Yeah.
And I understand they're trying to make all their money back from. I mean, the Hineses have made some money. I think that's how they pronounce their last name. Previous owners that were paranormal investigators themselves, they probably made a good amount of money, and so the new owners are just trying to recoup that money. But it's expensive, $960 for 8 people. That's a lot of money.
But we also have Yorktown Memorial on our radar.
Yeah, that's one. But that just went up to $750 for 10 people.
And it ain't no.
There's no power there either.
But I'm saying there's no 13-hour drive, 14.
True. Yeah, that's just the same distance as like when we came here.
Yeah. It's right around the corner. I'm kidding.
That's a possibility. There's also a possibility, it may be slim now, but Port Lavaca, the one outfit that the majority of people go through, only have these open from like 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. So at 2 a.m. you're done. Well, you need to find some place to stay if you don't live around there.
Yeah.
But there's somebody that... Flames.
Yeah, we have a campfire. Come to the campfire.
Oh, they want to see some more flames? Mike, you want to put some more wood on the fire? Yeah, we might have somebody that can help us go to Port Lavaca and stay overnight, but we'll see. We will see about that. And that's as far ahead as we can plan right now, because summers are usually nothing until Labor Day weekend or Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, I mean there's 4th of July.
Yeah, but that's on a Tuesday this year, so it's like you can't do anything.
That's true.
Ooh, look at those coals. I guess that's gonna do it. Mike's
He's
rearranging the coals there. I mean, it's so hot right now. It's marshmallows and graham crackers would be great right now.
Yeah.
Damn, we should have got some of that. I think you're right, Mike. We're gonna have enough wood here.
Yeah, I think this will be fine. Just keep putting just like 2 on there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh no.
That's fucking great.
It fell on the backside though, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. You got a case for that, right?
Yeah.
Mike has a new phone, so.
And of course, I have to drop it.
It won't be. Then it can't be called new anymore.
Right.
I
Well,
guess. Does anybody else have anything they want to add about misfit apparitions? Anything? Do we want to mention anything that is possibly coming down the pipe that the spring that we talked about Do we want to talk about that at all, or do we want to just wait?
No,
Not
I think
really.
we're good.
Okay.
I was
don't have anything.
talking to my brother Richard about a week or two ago. He lives in Washington, in Seattle, and I was telling him, but we haven't talked in a while, so we kept catching up, and he was telling me, I was telling him about this whole our paranormal group, and he was like, yeah, me and my wife are really into that stuff. We watch all those shows, and I was like, well, we were hoping to plan on a trip to go to the Conjuring House in Rhode Island. He was like, dude, we've been there.
Whoa.
He's like, I went there, and this is when he was in the Navy. He just retired from the Navy a few years ago. And he said they were there for like some school or something like that. And they had some downtime, some PT. And he's like, hey, let's go check out this scary house. I'm like, all right. So him and a couple of his buddies, they went and did the Conjuring House tour.
Oh,
And he
just
said
the
it was
tour.
really-
They
yeah,
did
they
it.
didn't stay there.
Oh, okay.
No, they just did the tour. But he said it was still really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before The Conjuring ever came out. Like, it was just kind of
Before the
another
movie
thing
came out.
Before the movie came out.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was so. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. But anyways, the reason why I brought that up is that means we could probably maybe even plan a trip up to Washington, because him and his wife know some really good spots up there that
Really?
would be cool
That'd be great.
investigation spots. So we could probably try to figure that out for future plans.
That'd be really good.
Yeah.
That'd be a
Yeah.
drive though.
West
Yeah.
Coast trip. West Coast trip.
Right.
West Coast trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, that's about the newest thing for me.
Mm. Well, I mean, I guess we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, it's when this podcast comes out. Just want to say Happy New Year's to everybody.
Oh yeah,
That's
Happy New
right.
Year's.
I think it's scheduled to come out on December 27th, so we try to be consistent with the release dates every 2 weeks on Tuesdays. So, yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
If you had a rough 2022, we, like us, hope that you have a great 2023.
Yeah. So, well,
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Peace
All
out.
right. Talk to you guys later.
All right, everybody. Bye.